Hello, my beautiful trowels. I hope everyone is still hanging on with all the drama that's been going on lately. But I just came on here because I wanted to quickly go over the last 2 episodes of the Tiffanythinks reality show. Because, surprise, surprise, a lot of what our little social media influencer says just doesn't add up, as usual. So let's start with the episode that aired on Sunday, shall we? Okay, well, right off the bat, we're greeted with yet another confusing thumbnail. It's her usual pose hands waving around like she's auditioning to be a mime. Honestly, Tiffany seems to love those little gestures. And of course, she's got that same deer in the headlights look she always does. Then, we get the grand title. Wait for it. Awful side effects and anti-sickness. So, naturally we know what's coming. Some drama, a few exaggerated sighs, and a whole lot of moaning about feeling a little bit sick. Tiffany, let's be real for a second, shall we? Do you realize that people going through chemo or participating in cancer clinical trials would be thrilled if nausea was their only side effect? Many deal with brutal symptoms like fatigue, nerve pain, mouth sores, and severe infections. And you're out here complaining about feeling queasy? Right, let's get into this episode now, shall we? So the episode starts with Tiffany's oh-so-iconic line, "It's the next day." Honestly, at this point, she should trademark it. Actually, no, let's call it her second most famous line because nothing beats her number one, the desperate merch plug. And get this, she managed to shove that in just 1 minute and 14 seconds into the episode. 1 minute and 14. Well done, Tiff. Seriously, that's got to be a personal best. Barely a minute in, and you're already trying to flog your cheap, low-quality merch. Impressive, really. Let me quickly pull it up so you can all witness it for yourselves. Now watch the little cancer social media influencer in action, working her so-called magic with that cringe-worthy sales pitch. Every word exaggerated, every pause calculated, every fake smile plastered on, like she's auditioning for a bad commercial. You can literally see her piecing it all together like a rehearsed performance. And of course, it's all to convince you why you need one of her ridiculous tick-tick-tick jumpers.
I'm wearing my tick-tick-tick sweatshirt today, only because I felt like yesterday I did a lot of things for myself. For me, even just getting my nails done is a tick-tick-tick. Even if it's just leaving the house is a tick-tick-tick. And so I want to carry that energy towards today and just kind of, you know, I'm going to the hospital. That's a tick-tick-tick. So I put it on to remind me if I'm feeling a bit meh. I'm someone that loves writing to-do lists and planning my day out. You know, that's the person I am. I always have been. I always write it in my bullet journal, and it's just kind of how I get through things. And even if it's kind of a little tick, like having a shower. If I'm having a rough day, my to-do list is have a shower, take your medications, have a cup of tea. You know, that's what my to-do list is on the days that I don't feel well. But I always write a list because it just makes me feel like, yeah, I've done something for the day, and that's good for me. Because if I feel like I haven't ticked anything off, I just feel a bit like, oh, you know, I just feel like, oh, a bit meh about things, and it just feels like a sense of, yes, I've done it, I've done that, you know. And that's kind of what works for me. So if you want a tick merch, if you want one, a sweatshirt, a t-shirt, there's a link down in the description box below.
So let me get this straight. Tiffany is sitting in the car, about to go into the hospital. A moment that, for most people, would bring on nerves, anxiety, maybe even fear. But not our Tiff. Nope, she somehow finds the energy, and the need, to launch into a nearly minute-and-a-half long business pitch right before walking through those hospital doors. And she spins this overly sentimental story about why her audience just has to buy her merch, as if it's some kind of emotional lifeline. Meanwhile, most of the people watching, people like us, would rather put that money toward food or paying a bill. But does that stop her? Of course not. She's more than happy to tug at your heartstrings and emotionally manipulate her viewers into buying her cheap merch under the guise of support. But it doesn't stop there. The entire episode is basically one long advert.
The second lot treatment, and then it's a tick-tick-tick. Everyone's getting everything done today. It's a tick-tick-tick day. How are you all? How is your morning? What have you done that's a tick-tick-tick today?
So I'm wearing the We Got This t-shirt. I always say whenever we go to the hospital, gotta wear the We Got This merch. I did wear the tick-tick-tick yesterday. So tick-tick-tick or We Got This.
So let me just say this. The only time Tiffany actually mentioned the so-called awful side effects that she blatantly clickbaited her viewers into thinking this entire video was about was right here. One tiny moment, barely a passing comment. Compare that to her endless selling pitch.
I know that this treatment isn't easy and the side effects are horrible. They're just awful. But I asked for extra anti-sickness medication.
So I guess this really does speak for itself. Smirking while talking about awful side effects? Are you kidding me, Tiff? Seriously? You've actually got the nerve to sit there and grin while using something so serious just to reel people in? It's beyond pathetic. It's vile. A total slap in the face to the real warriors out there who are actually living this nightmare every single day. People who wake up in pain, who can barely move, who are fighting just to make it through another hour, and you're sitting there, smirking like it's all some kind of performance. Absolutely disgusting. But can you imagine? There are people on this influencer's channel, loyal viewers, who tune in to her week after week. Some of them can't even get out of bed. Some are losing their hair, their strength, their dignity. And yet she sits there with that smug grin, turning something devastating into a casual talking point for views. Oh, come on, this woman is completely detached from the reality of what others are enduring, and she's using their pain as a backdrop for her own self-promotion. It's just disgusting. There's Tiffany claiming her only side effect was feeling sick. That's it. Yet somehow, she manages to sit comfortably in front of a camera, broadcasting to 117,000 people about how terrible these side effects supposedly are, all while she's out and about, visiting family, eating out, shopping, living her life like nothing's wrong. But sure, Tiff, tell us again how awful those side effects are, because from where everyone's sitting, they don't look all that awful at all. It's tone-deaf, performative, and downright insulting to those who don't have the luxury of pretending.
That this treatment isn't easy and the side effects are horrible, they're just awful. But I asked for extra anti-sickness medication.
And then, after her little performance, Tiffany says this.
It just shows you that you can have the same cancer, you can be similar age, and your body just reacts completely different. So that's why I always say, if you're watching my videos and you're going through this, don't feel whatever you're feeling, however you feel, take it, because that's just how you're kind of reacting.
Okay, well, where do I even start with this? So basically, what Tiff is trying to do right now is pure damage control. She's had way too many people calling her out, questioning her health, her appetite, her energy, the way she somehow manages to live like she's completely cancer-free. And honestly, who wouldn't question it? She's out there vlogging, editing for hours, running around like nothing's wrong, all while trying to push this narrative that she's on palliative care.
It's been a hectic few days and still processing everything. I think when I'm ready, we'll talk. Just had a lot of family and friends come over, and my family are coming over as well today. So it'd be nice to have like family time. I'm gonna go wash my hands. Everybody wash your hands.
I have accepted that this cancer is not, this treatment isn't going to cure what's going on, but what we can pray for is for it to stay stable.
And now suddenly, she's flipping the script, claiming that this new clinical trial could wipe the cancer out. Seriously? I mean, the inconsistency is wild, isn't it? It's like she's rewriting her own story every few months to fit whatever version gets her the most attention.
I'm hoping it's just getting rid of the cancer, you know, in my body, in my neck, in my rib, everywhere, you know, like just hoping that it's working, because it knocked me out.
So just to be clear here, just a couple of months ago, you were all about how systemic control was the only route to go down. And now, suddenly, you're telling over 100,000 people that this clinical trial could wipe it out? Because, I quote, I'm hoping it's just getting rid of the cancer, you know, in my body, in my neck, in my rib, everywhere. I mean, these are your words, not mine. So it really sounds like Tiffany's got her hands on one hell of a miracle cure. The one that's supposedly going to wipe out the cancer in her neck, ribs, everywhere. Fascinating, isn't it? And of course, it's all top secret. Can't share the name, can't say a word. And naturally there's some lame excuse to go with it. How perfectly convenient.
Have the trial. And I know some people ask me, what's the name of the trial? I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say it, because I don't know. I haven't asked the doctors if I'm allowed to talk about it on social media. So it's not that I'm kind of not saying it. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to.
Allowed to? Ha ha ha. Oh my God. Really, Tiff? Since when have you ever cared about following the rules? You literally filmed your surgeon without his consent. You didn't care about getting permission. You were just relieved he didn't have social media to see himself plastered all over your channel.
Pretty brutal, all of this stuff. Okay, so I'm really.
Because it's quite a big
operation.
It is a big, and you're so nice and you're so lovely that I feel, honestly, I feel bad telling you because you're young and I promise we'll walk you through it.
He brought the chair around. That's why I didn't vlog anything, because obviously he doesn't even know anything about social media.
Can you imagine? After all the rules you've broken, all the stunts you've pulled, and the way you treat social media like your personal stage, and yet, somehow, you're too scared to even name this so-called trial you keep bragging about. You filmed people without consent, twisted stories to fit your narrative, and acted like the rules don't apply to you. But the second someone asks for proof or a name, suddenly it's all silence.
They probably want me to go through with the trial first and then talk about it, maybe.
And for anyone wondering, yes, you're absolutely allowed to disclose the name of your clinical trial. I mean, the Royal Marsden literally encourages it. They say it helps raise awareness, and they even have a section on their website where you can share your story if you want to. So, Tiff, can I just ask, this woman right here who's currently receiving a clinical trial, should she not have let the Royal Marsden post about it on their own Instagram? Because, by your logic, that would be breaking some imaginary rule too, right?